Hey, I'm Marv, and I've been on the hunt for some frogs, mainly so I can trade them in for the frog quest. But when I decided to see what kind of guides there were for them, there wasn't the best selection. So I decided to do the same thing as I did with the presents and make a route for them in a very short video. How efficient that route is? Well, I'd say it's alright. But of course, before I get into the route specifically, there is two things I do want to talk about. The first thing being that unlike the presents, it actually is a bad idea to do this in a private server. This is because frogs have a 45% chance to spawn every 15 minutes, and they do not immediately spawn in when a server is created. So that means you're going to have to wait 15 minutes just for a frog to spawn in a private server. So it is a lot more efficient just to go into a public server and just server hop every time you do get a frog. And the second thing being that frogs can apparently spawn under any of the trees in Greenhorn Grove, but I don't know how true that is because I don't see any pictures showing them in Greenhorn Grove on the Wikipedia. So I'm just going to be skipping over that area completely in this route. Last thing real quick, I know I said two, but this route does follow the same route as the presents, kinda. So if you haven't already, check out my last video if you want to look for both the grateful frogs and presents at the same time. And I do suggest doing a no fog glitch because this will make everything 2 times faster. You're gonna want to start the route right here, and the first thing you want to do is look under the balcony over there. We're gonna walk over here towards the graveyard. Look underneath that tree right there. Underneath that leaf specifically. Make your way towards the floating ship. And you're gonna want to look in between these trees right here. Under the one platform I'm looking at. You're gonna drop down. You're gonna want to check this crevice right here. And then you're going to make your way towards the lake a little bit. And then you're going to look at this specific tree for a frog. You're then going to want to head towards the bridge and look under the cliff right here. And you're going to want to drop down and look right here. And you're going to make your way towards the last part of the bridge. And look underneath right here. And after that, you're going to want to start heading towards the deep forest. Once you make your way here, you're going to want to look at this these stacked rocks. You're going to want to look at that tree right there and the branch right here. As you can see, there already is a frog right here, so I'm going to take that. After that, you're going to want to make your way towards the housing over in this area. You're going to want to drop down to look at this very ledge right here underneath the housing. After that, you're going to want to start heading towards the pits. And when you're here, you're going to want to look in the air, I think, because there is a photo showing one in the air, but I'm not too sure if that's a glitch or something, but just do that for a peace of mind. And you're gonna want to look in this area right here on that ledge right there and in that little crevice right there as well. And after that, you're gonna want to drop down. And before you drop down into this hole for the magma chambers, you're gonna want to look I think at this rock right here to see if there's a frog floating there. And you're going to want to start heading towards the right, so then that when you're checking this area, you can also look in this little window to see if there's a frog right there. And of course, you're going to want to look into this little chamber right here. And I think there's one can spawn right there, right here, and then underneath this little platform or ledge right there as well. But once you're here, you're going to want to head in this direction. From here, you can try and look underneath this ledge to see if there's a frog floating right there. Once you make it to this area, you're going to want to look at that tree right there to see if there's a frog floating right there. And you're going to want to check underneath this green block as well, or a tree. When you make your way to the town of Right and Wrong, you're going to want to stand on these boxes, so then you're able to look at this little edge right here for a frog, and also go in third person so you can see underneath that ledge right there underneath the red window for a frog as well. And after you're done with that, you're going to want to start heading towards the Frontier Dragons, and you're going to want to look underneath this tree. Frog can spawn on the green and the yellow leaf right there, and then can also spawn on that part of the tree as well. And then you're going to want to look at this area too. The frog can spawn in the corner of that leaf right there, right over the ruins of that building. When you're in the maze woods, you're going to want to start heading towards this area specifically. And you're going to want to look at this ledge right here. Frog can spawn right there. Jump over these bushes and look at this tree right here for a frog as well. Then after that, you're going to want to start heading towards the Forgotten Lands. Frog can spawn on this tree right here. You're then going to make your way towards the Blue Ogre camp. And you're going to want to look at underneath this bridge right here for a frog, and underneath the ship right there as well. And after that, you can make your way back up. You can use the leaves right there if you don't have any way to boost yourself. You're then going to make your way towards Frigid Waste. You get over to this area, you're going to want to look at this little ledge right here, or archway. And then you're going to want to make your way all the way towards the very ledge of this cliff and check to see if there's a frog right here. After you're done with that, you're going to want to start heading towards Black Rock Mountain. You're going to want to head in the direction to Amy Thistlewitch's house and look underneath the ledge. After that, you're going to want to start heading towards the actual Black Rock Mountain, and from here you should be able to look to see if there's any frogs here as well. One can spawn right there, right where the exit for the spider boss is at, and at the very peak of the mountain right there underneath the ledge. There is one more where Collectus is at. You should be able to see the frog from far away underneath the ledge where he is standing at. But after all that, that should be the very last spot in the route. If you guys didn't find a frog along the route, then maybe you might have to check Greenhorn Grove, and if not that, then maybe somebody took a frog if you are in a public server. If I did miss a frog along this route, then please comment down below so you can help both me and everybody else watching this video. But thanks for watching, see you later.
You and I could